Welcome to Amy Learns to Cook. On the show today, we are making my favorite baked rigatoni. This recipe is so incredibly easy and it uses your favorite jarred sauce, and we're going to jazz it up and make this dish that's great for a weekend or even a weeknight. So join me as we make baked rigatoni. Okay, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little prep. So we're going to dice up an onion. And this is just kind of, a small to medium sized onion. And this recipe is really simple. I make this all the time. And I have to do a lot of cooking on the weekends because I have to cook for the entire week. I sort of made a decision that I didn't want to eat out fast food anymore during the week. So in order to keep me out of fast food, I need a real dish, a cooked dish, not just a sandwich. So I decided I need to learn how to cook, right? And part of that is making several things, usually on Sundays, for the entire week. And this is so quick and easy. I make this all the time. So we're going to go ahead and dice this up. I'm going to put it in our little prep bowl here. So now that we have our onions diced up, we're going to go ahead and prep our garlic. And I've got 4 cloves of garlic here that I'm just going to peel really quick. Okay, so our garlic is peeled. Now we're just going to give it a quick mince. Okay, so now we're going to chop some mushroom, and I just have some regular white mushrooms. And we're just going to chop these up. I have about a pound here. Eric likes a lot of mushrooms, so you can put as many as you like. But just slice them. Make sure you buy your mushrooms whole and wash them, because mushrooms are really dirty and they need to be washed. I know some people say that they get a little bit of water in them, but it doesn't get enough to justify not washing them. Mushrooms are really dirty and they need to be washed. So make sure you wash them up, and we have them sliced up here about a pound. Okay, so for this recipe, we need about a pound of ground meat. I have a 2-pound thing of sausage here. You can use sausage, you can use ground beef or ground turkey or whatever, any kind of vegetarian meat. So since this is 2 pounds, I'm going to go ahead and take 1 pound off of that, and we're going to put that here in our saute pan. So we're just going to scramble this sausage, and we're going to cook it, and then we're going to remove it from the pan. You don't need to cook it all the way. Maybe cook it about 80% of the way. So while our sausage is scrambling, we're going to go ahead and get our water ready for the pasta. What I have here is a stock pot that's full of water, and we're going to go ahead and put a little olive oil in there. And we're going to give it a nice grind of salt. This is our only real opportunity to season the pasta, so you really want to have some good salty water for your pasta. So we're going to go ahead and let this come to a boil. Back here we have our French onion soup that is cooking away. If you're interested in how I made this French onion soup, go ahead and view my video on that. It's really simple, easy, and this is cooking away, and we're going to taste this in a little while. So we're going to go ahead and finish cooking up our sausage here, and we're going to remove it from the pan. Okay, so now the sausage is cooked probably 80% of the way, and we're going to go ahead and remove it from the pan just to stop the cooking. I hear a little bit of thunder outside, so we definitely have fall on the way, right? So this baked rigatoni is going to be the perfect dish for this kind of weather. So now that our sausage is cooked, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put in a little bit of olive oil into our pan here. And we're gonna go ahead and put in our diced onion. And we're gonna let that saute a little bit. Okay, so now we're gonna put our mushrooms in, and we're just gonna saute those until they soften up a little bit. And they're gonna get a little bit brown, and they're gonna be so good in the sauce. Okay, so now we're gonna put in our garlic. You wanna put this kind of in at the end because you don't wanna burn it. And we're just gonna let that go for a minute or so. You have to remember too that this is going to be baked in the oven. So you wanna do everything cooked sort of like 80% of the way. Now we're going to return our sausage or your ground meat back into the pan. Give her a little stir. And now it's time to make the sauce. Okay, so this is the part that makes this dish so easy. We are going to use a jar of spaghetti sauce. And I know you can use this with regular tomatoes, but since this is a weeknight meal, this is going to be quick and easy, right? And we're dressing it up. So use your favorite. This one was just the one that was on sale. So that's what I went through at my store. So we're going to empty our sauce into the pan, and then we're going to go ahead and season it up. So, wow, look at that. We are going to put our seasoning in. So we're going to use a little Italian seasoning. This is my favorite Italian seasoning. It's from Penzeys. It's called Tuscan Sunset. It's really, really nice. It kind of has a really nice thyme smell to it. It's really good. But you can use your favorite. So we're going to put a little bit of that in. And you're going to do all this to taste. I'm going to put a little bit of sugar in to cut the acidity a little bit. And then we're going to put some cracked black pepper. And then we're going to stir this up and we'll taste it for salt. Let's give it a taste. It's really good. I think I want to put just a little bit more of my Tuscan Sunset in there. A dab more salt. This is what's sugar. This is what's so great about this, because it's not really a recipe. I just adjust the seasoning until it's the way I like it. So our pasta water is boiling. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put in a 1-pound box of rigatoni. Ooh. And we're going to let this boil just before it's al dente, because we're going to be putting this in the oven. So we don't want it to be way overcooked. So we're going to do it slightly before the al dente stage so it will finish off in the oven. Okay, so our noodles are done, our rigatoni. We're going to go ahead and drain these out of here, and we're going to put these into a baking dish. You want to make sure you put it into an oven-safe baking dish. This one's ceramic. These the noodles aren't quite done. They're not al dente, chewy. They're a little before that, because since they are going in the oven, you don't want to overcook them and turn them into mushy noodles. So I'm just going to go ahead and get all these noodles out of here. And we have our oven preheated at 350. Okay, now we're gonna dump in our sauce. Wow, this looks really, really good. Simple and easy, that's how I like it. And we're just gonna stir this through. Now you can put some Parmesan cheese on this. I can't because I'm allergic to cheese. But definitely it would be great with Parmesan. You could even mix in some mozzarella. You can put this in layers and put a little bit of this in, mix it all separately, put a little bit of this in, layer it with either Parmesan, mozzarella, or both, and then do it in layers. Unfortunately, that's not an option for me. But it's going to be very delicious nonetheless. Wow, it looks really good. You don't want too much sauce. You don't want to over sauce your pasta. Okay, so we're going to place a lid on this. If your casserole doesn't have a lid, go ahead and cover it with foil. We're going to put this into a 350-degree oven, and we're going to cook it for about 20-30 minutes until everything is nice and baked off and combined. If you have cheese in it, the cheese will melt, and this will pretty much settle the flavors. We'll get into the pasta, and it's going to be fantastic. Okay, so it's time to serve up some of the rigatoni, and it looks really good. I have a little bit sticking on the edge of the lid, but that's okay. And we're going to, wow, it looks really good. The baking of it really just brings everything together. The mushrooms look really good. Wow. Now, let's take a taste. Okay, so let's try this baked rigatoni. It looks so good. Wow. It's delicious. It really helps to undercook the pasta so it finishes off in the oven. The sauce tastes really good. Hardly can tell it came out of a jar. Mushrooms are really good. This is a great weeknight meal. Take the leftovers for lunch to work. You can't beat it. If you like this recipe, please subscribe below and visit my website at amylearnstocook.com. Also, I'm on Twitter and Pinterest at Amy Learns to Cook. It's very good. Mm.